Hi, coaches. Spring is in the air, and that means we need to start talking about 7-on-7 football. This is I Coach Football. I'm your host, Joel Forsberg, and this channel is dedicated to making you, youth coaches, better in both tackle and 7-on-7. Today, I'm going to give you guys a play. I call it the one play to rule them all because it is one play that exposes an entire defense in multiple different ways, and it works. I'm going to give it to you as long as you promise that if you play me this spring here in Minnesota in the My 7-on-7 youth football, you don't use this scheme against me. Let's get right into this thing, and you could use it in an entire game, first game, and beat them just with one simple scheme. Now, next time you play that team, you're going to want to change it up because they might get onto you. But at least for the first time you play any team, you don't have to go anywhere else but this one play and this one formation, this one scheme. All right, let's jump in. Okay, guys, this is the play. This is a double smash H option. Okay, so first and foremost, we got it's a two double wides. You got the Y and the F are slot receivers, and the X and the Z are on the line. And you got a halfback or H-back or behind the QB who's under center. All right, so the smash route, I might make another video on that another day, but basically just a smash route is a high-low stretch on the corner. So it's basically trying to get this corner to decide if the corner is in zone, is he going to play tight in the flats here and pick up this Y, or is he going to kind of back out of the zone and then try to come and help with this X in the back part of the zone? There's a lot of different smash route combinations out there. This one right here I got from Clemson. I like this one because it incorporates a natural rub route. We're going to have a crossing rub route right here. So the traditional smash route would look very like this. It would be a corner route here just behind the corner, and it would be a curl or a hitch right here with the X. And then it's basically making this corner decide, does he jump the X or does he drop back here, and if he's playing soft and kind of floating out of here, then you're going to hit that X. The X doesn't have to make it look like he's got to come out of there hard and make it look like it's a fly route. Okay, so like I was saying, you can run this play and then run some variations of it. Like sometimes in this play, make this kid keep going. Okay, but for now, you don't have to go too far away from this. Okay, you could run this. I have run this one play against teams and beat them without even changing it. And you'll see why in a second. It really takes them a little bit to adjust to it, and even when they adjust to it, then you can quickly adjust to their adjust, and you can beat them. Okay, so here we go. This is how it is. We're going to do rub route smash concept over here. Okay, so basically this X is firing out first, and he's going at a hard slant like he's going right towards the safety, and then he's breaking right here. Okay, and the Y is coming right out here to the outside of his linebacker, his guy guarding him, and then he's cutting straight across, and he's letting the X go first, and he's coming right after the X this direction. Okay, so if they are playing man on this, then this corner is going to be going with the X. This guy's going to go in here. Right here, someone's coming free. And it's usually the X, and then same over here. Same concept over here. It's usually the X or the Z that's going free if they're playing man. Okay, but sometimes it's the F, and the Y. Sometimes they pop out into the flats. Okay, and that's the double smash portion of it. Okay, now if they're playing, let me just say this: if they're playing zone, okay, and this guy is kind of just sticking right here in the flats, he's not moving much, and this guy's kind of sticking right here. Well, then you're going to hit this X or the Z every time because he's going to be open. Because this guy's just going to be sticking around right in here. This guy's going to be sticking here. This guy has to get over the top. Otherwise, that ball is just, you're going to tell that quarterback, just throw it towards the sideline and let that receiver catch up to it. Throw it right in here. There's nobody around here that's going to stop that. This safety's on a full sprint trying to get over the top of that. Okay? All right, so that is the smash route portion of the play. Let's get these guys back here. Okay, that's the double smash portion. Okay, now the main player in this is the H. Okay, the main player is the H, and it's an H option because he's got the option. So what we do is we mesh with this and show like we're going to give him the ball every time. Now, if this linebacker's playing off, we can give him the ball and let him go, especially if it's short yardage to a first down or a touchdown and this guy's giving it to us, we're going to hand it off and let him get there. Okay, and what that does is it makes this linebacker stay true to playing up a little bit tighter, because once you hand it off to him a couple times and he gets a first down, or it gets or even breaks out and breaks away and gets yards, and say this guy's got to catch up to him and he makes it all the way here before, he's going to start playing up. Okay, and when he starts, and that's what we want him to do. Okay, now this H-back, after you fake the dive, the H-back is going to run straight ahead, and the quarterback is looking over here, but out of his corner of his eye, he's looking right here. He's looking right here. He's looking off the play here, or he can even look it off here a little bit, if he wants to square his body up a little more and like look over here. But he's really looking at this guy, because what's going to happen is this H-back is going to run up, and as soon as he's next to him, he's going to break off 1-2 powerful steps, and the ball's there. Now, for your H-back, you want your tall, powerful, long-limbed, can take 2 steps and get separation. He doesn't have to be the fastest guy, but he's got to be able to take those 1-2 big steps separation, and he's got to be a big target. Okay? Because why is he comes up, he's going to take 1-2 steps, and then bam, the ball's there. And sometimes you need to get 8 yards. I tell this guy, okay, I want you to go to 8 yards, or I want you to go to 10 yards. And I'll tell him in the huddle, or if we go to no huddle, I'll just tell it to him in the backfield, whisper it to him. I'll just be standing back behind him, and I indicate that he's getting it, or it's a B option. We just stay in it. We don't move out of this double smash B option. And then I'll say, hey, we got to get 10 yards. Look at the first down. Or I'll just say, look at the first down. And he's like, oh yeah, I got to get there. So he runs out. Now, if this linebacker, say this linebacker's over here, so the H-back is coming up, okay, and he's going to break away. So this quarterback is watching, where is this linebacker? And he sees, because he's standing right there, right? He fakes the handoff. He's looking, okay, the linebacker's out there. He's going to break to the left, and then boom, boom, and the ball's there. Guys, they can't stop this. We ran this play one game. We came out with this play, and we ran it all the way to the end zone. So what happens is, I had 2 really good players, and 3 actually that could play H, but then I started bringing in more players, because it's like, I'm not going to change the play if they're not going to adjust. And that's a great rule of thumb that you guys should know. You don't have to run it. I got a whole other video on that, but you just don't break out of something if it's working. Just adjust. So of course I want to get more guys touching the ball. These are kids, they want to develop. So I got like 5 kids that could rotate in at H, and if they didn't adjust, I just kept rotating them. I'd call kids in from the sidelines, or I'd have him go out to Y and then have Y come over. So everybody knew how to play H, because if they weren't adjusting, we were just going to run this one play. Okay, and a lot of times these guys, they didn't know why he was breaking the direction he was. They won't pick up on that right away. And they might not pick up on the whole game. They'll be like, well, sometimes he breaks right, sometimes he breaks left. We don't know which way he's breaking. Well, he's breaking opposite of where you're lining up. Okay, now if this kid is backing up, then what we tell our H-back to do is run as fast as you can till you're right up and get right next to him. Don't let there be any kind of separation, because especially if you break early, that kind of gives him a jump. He can see what's happening, and he can kind of get a jump on it. But not if he's really backing up. If there's a lot of separation and you're already at 12 yards and that's all you need, then yeah, break and you got it. Then he's really giving you the separation. But what's going to happen is these guys are going to start playing you a lot tighter. Okay, they're going to these linebackers, and sometimes they'll sub in another kid. They're like, oh, we got to get that middle guy out. He's getting caught on like 6 times in a row. They're killing us. So they'll get this big ringer in here. They'll put their best player, and then we go to this one called the H pop, which makes it like an H pop pass. Okay, but we call it the H pop. All right, and what happens then? And this is actually, first thing, let me tell you this. The first thing that usually happens is these safeties start to come up, because they're getting mad at their guy now, and they're like, "Come on, man, stop them!" You start hearing that kind of stuff. So they start coming up here just naturally. to try to help this guy out, because you're just going to be killing him with this really quick pass here. And so these guys start moving up. When they start moving up, what does that open up? That opens up the X and the Z. Because now look, who's over the top? Who's over the top of this route? Nobody. There's no safety up there. He's squeezing up to try to stop the hemorrhaging. And now you got the X and the Z over here with nobody over the top of them. Okay, so that's when you as a coach, you got to see that, and then maybe you call a huddle, or if it's no huddle, you say, hey, look at check Z, look at Z, because you see these safeties coming up, and it's a good learning thing for the quarterbacks when you get in the huddle and you're like, hey, say something like that safety's sneaking up, X is going to be open, the corner over there, the right corner, he's staying in the flats, X is open. Right. So what you're doing is you're kind of helping them go through progressions, and then they get older and they start being able to go through the progressions themselves. All right. So once these guys start sneaking up here, okay, now you got the X and the Z on the outside. Okay. So let's say you beat them up a little bit with the X and the Z. These guys are just getting open. Even if it is man to man, that corner's trying to go with them, but he's getting rubbed off here on this rub route, and X is getting open or Z is getting open. All right. So then what happens is the safeties start to go back a little bit. They forget about the fact that they just got beat up by the H in the middle. Okay. But now they got a kid here that's really starting to shut down your H, or he's on to that little move. He's on. So he wants to jump that ball now. He just got caught on 7 times in a row, and he's like, I'm going to jump this ball. Well, now we call an H pop. Okay. So now in the H pop, he comes out here like this. All right. He takes 1-2 steps. This kid is jumping that ball. Believe me, he does not want to get beat again. And then you just turn away and up the seam, just like that. You just turn away and up the seam, and the ball comes right over the top. A little pop pass. Bam. Oh, guys, I cannot tell you. It's just so satisfying once you start seeing all this come together, and the other coach is going to have no answers. By the time the game is over, he's going to have to go back and scratch his head and like, what just happened? But that I'm telling you. Okay, so now sometimes you get a scenario where what they're going to try to do is start to drop these guys out a little bit to try to help, because now the Z's getting hurt. They're going to want to squeeze these guys in. They just got beat over the middle with a touchdown or this H pop. Okay, in this scenario, the Y and the F are wide open. The Y and the F. Okay, if they start dropping those C's out, those corners out a little bit, this, even if this guy, let's say this guy is in zone and he's just staying here, then you're definitely going to be opened up here. That usually you're going to get this Y out here, and there's not going to be any corner, because they're going to start dropping these corners back to try to help out here, and they're going to try to squeeze these guys in. And if you see that, then your F and your Y are going to be wide open. But let's say you have to get 12 or 15 yards, you got to get something like that. So let's say then in that scenario, we have what's called the H fly. Okay? So there's the H option, there's the H pop, and there's the H fly. So let me just show you what that looks like. If they're giving you the middle of the field, okay, let's just say they're at least giving you the middle of the field. They don't have one guy there and they're doing thirds. But if they're playing 4s or 2s, the H fly, he basically is gonna basically fake this and then just keep running. He's not even gonna stop. He's gonna run full speed right towards, and it's just gonna be gone. And he's gonna beat the safeties, because the safeties are probably still thinking, hey, he's gonna do something funny over here again. He's gonna do another out. He's gonna do another out and up. But so they're kind of looking in here. They're not expecting this guy just to go full send right in the end zone, okay? And these guys, same thing. These guys are going to go here into the end zone, and these guys are here and deep, okay? So you got 3. Now, if these corners are dropping, okay, into this zone and this zone, and these guys are dropping, that makes it a little bit harder, but you can still hit one of these seams. You can hit between the seams. So I teach the X, Z, and H, I say find green space between, don't run right up next to the safety, run away from the safety. If the corner's dropping, try to run behind the corner. The best place for the X and Z to be is behind the corner in the end zone over here. Okay, same with the Z. get behind the corner and go to that corner of the end zone. This guy's just flying up right through the middle. And this is usually the easiest pass right up over the top. Remember that we got a big, long-limbed target here. Okay, this is where you want your big. He's got long strides. He's just going straight full send, and it's going over the top. Okay, that's called the H fly. All right, guys, in some leagues, you cannot actually have a runner go out for a pass between what would be the tackles if the tackles were there. If you can exit out, you can line up in the back, but you got to exit outside beyond where the tackles would be, or you have to line up on the line. Okay, and also there are some leagues where you can't actually hand the ball off for a run. There's a couple leagues where you can't actually run the ball at all. So that wouldn't work for you. We can run the ball in our league and we can bring it out between the tackles in our league. So that's why I showed you that. But if a variation is, if you can't, then I would line the H up like he was a tight end that's just off the line of scrimmage, okay? Because if he's on the line of scrimmage, he's ineligible because your X and your Z are going to be on the line of scrimmage. I mean, you can interchange him where he's on and he's off, but so he's not covered. But I like to keep him kind of off. That way I can alternate what side he goes to, like even in the huddle, or I can even have a call to say what side he can go. And then the X and the Z can just stay on the line and they can run their route. It doesn't interfere with their smash rub route out here. So he's lined up real tight like a tight end, and he's just about 1 yard off the line of scrimmage. And then he's still, his assignments are the same. He's making the break for what he's given. Now, one thing you're going to adjust on this is if he's doing the pop pass or the fly, he's always going to, if he's going to try to take an inside release, even if this guy's not giving it to him, even if this guy's on the inside leverage on him, he wants to take an inside release, make his break and then go, or take an inside release and just go up the middle because he's trying to split the two safety. He's got to split those safeties. Okay, that's the only adjustment you can make if your league doesn't allow you to hand the ball off or run out between the tackles. Okay, that's it. I mean, it's that simple. And we're going to do a lot more 7-on-7 stuff here in the next few weeks as that's the season we're going into. But thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.